Yeah, I mean, obviously it injects a lot of uncertainty into the equation.
You get Zimmer to second and base hit.
Recent data on the individual players
Could be the winning run out there for the Indians.
Specifically regarding their play on the football field, and that's something that general managers and scouts get very, very queasy about. That makes them that makes them scared. It makes them worried. It makes them not want to jump on the table for people because they want the most recent data points with which to make, multi-million-dollar decisions, and that's tough. But it's going to be the same for every individual football team. They're going to have to rely on 2019 film.
0-1 to Cesar Hernandez.
That's just the way it goes. And teams will adjust to that. And teams will
slaps it to third. And that'll wrap it up. Hard to tell from where we sit in the studio, but it sounded like Zimmer might have been running. Still a 3-3 game.
Play football in a year. So they're going to have to put more of the onus on them. As far as Justin Fields and players of his caliber, look, I think the only thing that they can do is control what they can control, which is their preparation and their health and making sure that they're staying
might have
safe
a little catcher interference here. I thought I heard something.
Of their own individual lives, so they are able to then take part in the pre-draft process once January, February rolls around. But I will tell you this for sure. If I was a guy like Justin Fields and they're going to try and play spring football and they actually do come up with some kind of plan, which I doubt that they will anyway, to play spring football, I wouldn't be a part of it. My focus
you
right
bet.
now is without a doubt.
That's what the chirping was about in the dugout.
Trying to figure out what's the best path to take in order to make sure that I, protect the future investment in my.
It wasn't Zimmer running; it was clearly catcher's interference.
Because that's where I wanted to go next. Heather Dinich. The Big Ten did not announce yesterday that they have
Hernandez aboard,
they announced that they have
and they do get Zimmer into scoring position, though in a way none of us thought about.
Right.
And there's runners at first and second for Jose Ramirez.
E2.
Greeny, they don't
Error
know
on the
yet.
catcher
Nobody
there.
knows. Larry Scott doesn't know. In the Pac-12, he said yesterday, we're still working on it.
I'd love to quantify, and such data is available. I'd love to
that months ago when we were asking commissioners about their
know if
plans,
McCann
they
sets
told
up
me
a
that
little
this
closer
was
to the plate
not
than
the
most.
first choice.
He's
It
been
was the
hit with a
last choice,
backswing,
and
and this
we'll
was the
deal
guy
with
that
when
did
we
it,
have to
Jose
get there.
Ramirez.
Well,
It was an
here we
accident.
are, and now they need to put together an entire
And then a
12-month
catcher's
plan.
interference
And I did
play.
want to mention, following Mahmoud's comments, that I reached out to an
See,
NFL
Jose's about as
head
deep
coach
in the
to
batter's
ask
box
him
as he could
about
be.
what moving it to the spring would look like, and he told me definitely going to affect scouting and the evaluation process if they
At least on that shot, Alex, it doesn't look
for us, it
like
would
McCann is
push the draft back, I believe. Don't know how it
well,
won't.
maybe he
said
does tuck
no
in
Senior
close.
Bowl or scouting combine. Also, players will opt out of the spring season to get ready for the draft. No way.
We had a guy in
play.
Johnny Damon
So
that would have
a
like
lot of
8 to
questions
10 of those
surrounding
a
the
year.
spring. And one of
And
the
it's
biggest
more
reasons
of the
nobody
hitting
wanted
and
to
the
do
hitting
this in the
style
first place was the very
than where
thing
the
you
catcher
mentioned.
is
No one
positioned.
knows it will be any better at that
If you have a
time than
long
it is now.
swing
That's
that lags
one of the many
behind,
reasons. Paul Feinbaum,
you tend to have that path where you can hit that
mitt.
mitt.
The word spring football, what thoughts go through
Maybe
your mind?
it's something about guys that come up with the Tigers as catchers, because
it's never been a good option for the Power
Alex
Five.
Avila, who you were talking about earlier,
A good game because we're trying to feed
notoriously
the base and the
close.
players' hope. But I will be shocked if we have spring football in the Power Five.
Joey Gallo, let me come to you.
Well, what a tough pitch to lay off that was. 2 balls and a strike now to Ramirez.
Trending towards being a first-round pick, and everybody knew it. In your final year of college, they decided to move to the
pitch here.
spring. Would you have
Great eye, great hand-eye coordination by Ramirez. Right guy,
I really don't know.
right
I have to
spot for the
evaluate that in
Indians
the
in
situation.
Ramirez.
When you ask me about, the situation where guys skipping bowl games, I always think I would absolutely play because I love playing for my university. But when you start
I
talking about
love
playing
contact
the whole
hitter.
season at a different time of year, right
Contact
before
is
the
so
draft,
important,
that would be something
and that's
I really
what the
have to
Indians have at the
evaluate
plate right
and sit
now.
down and talk about it with my family.
How about
The
Lewis?
RBI
How about
single
you
for
as far
Ramirez
as-
came.
It's one thing for Justin Fields,
in the third.
who is pretty well assured of being a high
Runners at first and
draft pick,
second.
regardless of what happens from this point forward.
With 2
But
gone,
there
and now
are
it's a
lot
2-2
of players
count.
Who need, as they use the phrase they use in the business, to get more stuff on tape for people like you to look at and decide that they're going to be drafted. Do you think spring football is a real